Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We started out our day with our calendar. Today is Wednesday, excuse me. Today's Wednesday, September 2nd. So fill in the number 2 in your calendar. Today's weather. This season is still summer, and our weather was warm. It's not quite hot anymore in the morning, right? If you wore a tank top, you might be just a little bit chilly. So today's weather is warm and sunny. Warm and sunny. And then we moved on to our phonics, which is where I said letter sounds and the students blended those letter sounds together to make a word. So if I gave it, it, students had to say the word sit, it, sit. So I'll give you some more. It, it. What word is that? It, mm, it, mm. What word is that? It, ooh, it, ooh. What word is that? It, it. W, it, w, it, ooh, ak, ooh, ak. B, at, b, at. P, a, p, a, it's, it's. So what words are those? You can pause in between each word sounds. And then we worked on our letter I. We're doing our letter I this week. The letter I makes what sound? I, like insect. Igloo. Iguana. So I showed these words just to see if the students could blend their letters together to read these words. So read these words. Remember, CK makes the K sound. CK makes the K sound. And when you have two consonants at the end, you only pronounce the first one. So instead of f, I, u, it's just f, I, u, fill. So do this one, just one L sound. You can pause for these words. After we did that, we did the first page in our Zoom packet, which is called Word Family Sort. Don't want to show it to you yet. I want to give you some words, and they're either going to end up in the same family as, look at your page, there's an IT, 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 it. So at the end of a word, it might sound like it. Like, do you hear in fit, there's it, fit. So that would be one of the words that would fit in that family. The next ones are IP, ip, like sip, dip. Okay, how about down toward the bottom, there's in, in, in. Remember, I goes I. So in, the end of the word, like pin, makes the in sound. And the end of the word for the last box are IG, which is ig, like in pig. So words that sound like sit, you're going to go in the IT box. Words that sound like lip are going to go in the the IP box. Words that sound like pin are going to go in the IN box. Words that sound like pig are going to go in the IG box. So I'll give you some words and you put them where they belong. Sit. Where does that belong? With IT, IP, IN, or IG? sit, fin, sip, pig, wig, lip, win, pin, bit, sip. We did sip. Tip, hit. So put all those words where they belong. These are some of the ones that we used in class, so you can see if some of yours are right. I gave you a couple different ones. After we did that, went over our high frequency words for the week, which are all the way under here. So we have read them out, up, very, down. Remember that those words are on your pink sheet for the week that have your spelling words and your sight words. So down, out, up, very. You can practice those. So make sure you know how to spell them and what you can read them. And then we went into our Your Turn practice workbook. And we went to page 15 and 16 and read the story Pip and Tip. I took mine out and I folded mine like a story. And we read the story. So read it. Pip will go up. Tip will not go up. Pip will dig. Tip will sit. So you can see that Pip is the hard worker, shoveling, digging away up at the top of the hill. And Tip is just kind of hanging out in his chair at the bottom of the hill, right? Just sipping on a drink. Then we did page 17 in our Your Turn workbook. So at the top it says circle 2 pictures that show key details from the story. So key details are things that happened. So what 2 things happened in the story that they show us pictures of? Look at your story. Is that first picture any of these pictures that happened in the story? If it is, circle it. Look at that second picture. Did that happen in the story? Look at your story. Can you find that picture in your story? If so, circle it. And the last one, can you find that one in your story? If so, circle it. And then write a sentence that tells a key detail from page 3. Page 3 says, read what page 3 says, look at the picture, and come up with your own sentence. We said Pip is digging, or Pip will dig. How about that? And then we didn't get to the other page that I had scheduled for the day, but we started our describe it page. So you have in your Zoom packet a page that says describe it, and it has a pumpkin in the middle, like kind of inside a flower. And so what we did was we colored our pumpkin and we colored all the little flower petals. I called them flower petals because that's what it looked like. We colored them all different colors. So do that. And then we used our new knowledge of adjectives. Adjectives describe things. So we used our knowledge of describing using adjectives to talk about the pumpkin or a pumpkin. So we said that it was orange. That's describing its color, right? Remember our pockets? We talk about size, sound, number, taste, color, texture. So we talked about all of those except for sound on or about a pumpkin. So we use the adjectives orange, bumpy. The number is 1. There's only one pumpkin there. We said salty, If you bake the seeds on the inside, it's salty. And they can be large. We said the size was large. We used all these describing words, all these adjectives to describe a pumpkin. Another texture word, instead of bumpy, we said slimy. You know, when you carve a pumpkin, you have to get out all the slimy stuff that has all the seeds and everything. So we colored it, we cut it out in one piece, we folded it on the lines. So then it ended up looking like a Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme, like this. We glued the back side onto our piece of paper, and then now it looks like a flower. It's not a big deal if you glue the whole thing on your page, totally fine. And then I labeled it adjectives. After we did that, we did math. So I'll link the pirate subtracting video for you. And then I just gave examples. So I did with my counters. You can use your counters. You got counters in your blue bag. This is something that you can do at any time. And so I showed like, whoops, once you watch the pirate video, you'll know. But I showed 3 counters. What if subtracting means taking away? Remember, we've been adding, so we've been putting more. So instead of 3, I would have 4, right? Well, what if instead of 4, I took one away, took it away, I subtracted it, I minused it. Now there's 1 less, took 1 away. Now how many do I have? 1, 2, 3. 3. So you can practice, make up your own equations. You can start out with 7 and take away 2. What does that equal? 7 minus 2. What does that equal? And try to say your number sentences the correct way, like 7 minus 2, 3 or 4 minus 1, and say equals, and tell me what it equals. And then we got out early for the day because it's Wednesday. Alrighty, and then so just do the rest of your pages in your Zoom packet as well. And do Lexia like you should every day, and read and practice your spelling words because Friday is coming up soon. All right, see you tomorrow.